McHugh. I'm the founder of Digital Yoga Academy, and today I'm talking about Evergreen sales funnels. And maybe this term is completely new to you, or perhaps you know exactly what it is and you're intrigued to know more because you know that Evergreen funnels is about creating passive income in your business, in your yoga business. And of course, passive income, it seems to be the pot of gold at the end of the yogipreneur rainbow. So online business owners and course creators are always talking about evergreen funnels. And they make it sound like it's some kind of super special, complicated magic. And the truth is, an evergreen funnel is just a fancy way of saying an automated system that sells your offerings, such as an online course, every day, all year round. Okay, and that's it, really. It's essentially a system that is consistent and repeatable and scalable and predictable when it's done in the right way. Okay, when it's set up in the right way, it's all of those things. And when it actually works, okay, and I'm going to talk today about what it takes to get it to work, but when it actually works, it's how you find freedom and flexibility in your business. So it's all about automation, okay, and this automated system is consistently doing the work in the background, okay, so it's doing the work in the background to connect with your audience and to sell to them, okay, so it's about automation, bringing automation into your business. So for your evergreen sales funnel to work, the first thing that you need is a source, okay, a source of new potential students, okay, so new people coming into your community. And you can have those sources might come from your website, okay, so SEO on your website, search engine optimization, if you've not heard of that before, but essentially it's a source of traffic from Google, okay, so when people search things in Google, your website comes up and then you have the opportunity to be discovered. So that could be a source, an automated source or an organic source, let's say, of traffic, of new students coming into your sales funnel. Another source might be Pinterest, so people clicking from pins in Pinterest and coming onto your website. It could be your social media content, it could be a podcast if you have one, it could be partnership collaborations, and of course it could be paid advertising as well, so ads on Facebook and Instagram. But essentially what I'm talking about here are different ways to grow your community by sending traffic, okay, which is eyes, new people, to your website. And when people land on your website, those visitors can then become email subscribers, okay? So they can then sign up to your opt-in freebie, okay? That incredible piece of content on your website that people can access when they give you their email address, okay? Imagine the shape of a funnel, okay, with the widest part at the top. That's where people are discovering you and your content and they're landing onto your website. And then some of those people, those visitors, will move down the funnel because they will sign up to your opt-in freebie. And then some of them will move down again because they'll be opening your emails and engaging with your content, and you will be able to nurture that relationship. And then some of them will pop out at the end of the funnel, at the bottom of the funnel, to become a paying student. That essentially is your evergreen sales funnel, okay? But the key thing that we need in that sales funnel is an offering, okay? An evergreen offering, and I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. Okay, so traffic sources. traffic sources. We need those traffic sources, those ways of growing our community that I talked about just a moment ago, to send traffic to your website to feed the funnel, okay? And then you have your email marketing funnel and you have your sales content. That's what we're talking about. And all of this is automated as a working system, okay? That's the ideal, like that's the dream, isn't it? We want to be working towards that as business owners. And the benefits of having this in your business are super clear. When you have this evergreen funnel working, it allows you the space to actually do what you love and what you actually want to do, and to really be in your purpose. So evergreen funnels, they're amazing, really, like seriously. Like there's something so powerful about getting that first sale from your evergreen funnel, like that notification that comes in. And you know, it's magic, because then you know that you're doing something right. You know that you're doing something right. And as I said, you know, this doesn't happen overnight, guys. Like, it's not a case of like, okay, I'm going to set up an evergreen funnel. Bring the tech together, integrate all the pieces, and hey presto, you know, we're bringing the millions in. It doesn't work like that. And, you know, over the last 5 years, I've tested a number, like multiple evergreen funnels and products offerings, with different courses, with various different courses over the years. And you know, they were on Evergreen. So I had a number of Evergreen courses, which means that students could enter my email sequence, okay, and receive my emails that would sell the course to them directly into their inbox, okay? So it would sell in their inbox, and then they could join these courses at any time, okay? So they could join them at any time. And the last Evergreen course, okay, that we were running here at Digital Yoga Academy was Super Yogi. So you guys, if you've been in my community for a while, you were perhaps a Super Yogi student, or you've heard me talk about it, but it was a $300 course, okay? Imagine passively making 10K a month, okay, just from your evergreen course. Like, it's possible. I know it's possible, okay? It takes time, but once you've like tested it and dialed it in, like, it's totally possible. So we've now phased that out. We've phased out Super Yogi, and we've replaced it with a bigger and better, a more enhanced program called Yogipreneur Launchpad. And this is running at the moment. We've had our first group go into it, and in July this program will go on to Evergreen. Okay, so that's been our kind of business strategy, our product strategy really, around what we do with our evergreen funnel. And of course, we had a number of years testing the Super Yogi funnel, and now Yogipreneur Launchpad will go on to Evergreen. It will become part of that same funnel that we tested and optimized for Super Yogi. And teachers like you guys, if you're new yogipreneurs, you're new to building and growing your communities online, you'll be able to enroll in that course, in that program, at any time of the year, like at any time. So that program is priced at $1,200, okay, $1,200. So, and it includes live interaction as well. It includes weekly live mentorship. So we've enhanced it. We phased out Super Yogi, which was really an go and buy it yourself, enroll, do it yourself course, self-paced course. It didn't have any live interaction with it. So we really have enhanced that program now. But it's taken 5 years in the making to get to that stage, okay? But it's possible. And so this does come with experience. So, you know, when you have that very first evergreen funnel sale pop up in your notification, or pop up in your inbox, like a notification to say you've had a sale, and you haven't done any live launching around it, and you haven't had to hustle, or you haven't had to worry about it in any way, your yoga business changes, okay? That notification coming through is telling you so much, because that one sale is an indicator that this works, that the work you've done is working. that you're on track. And it means that you're now building a sustainable system, okay? It's not just another promotion or another launch, it's a sustainable system. It means that you are on your way to generating consistent, predictable income without the worry and the all-nighters, yeah, or the ongoing worry and all-nighters. There's probably been some all-nighters and worry on the lead up to it, okay? It's part of being a business owner. But, you know, it's easing, it's creating ease. It's creating ease and confidence that you are on the right path and you're doing, you know, you are actually building a sustainable and profitable business. So, you know, your first sale is the beginning of a new world. Like, the possibilities just opened up to you, and you can't help but feel like, oh gosh, you know, I can do this. So, you know, of course, none of this gets handed to you on a plate. Okay, you hear me say that little line very often, because it doesn't. Like, you have to do the work up front. Like, you have to gain that experience, and you have to be committed to the journey. And it might take a year, it might take a few years, and, like, you know, that's okay, because if you're here for the long run, which I think most of you are, as I said, we're not here just doing this for the month of April or May. We're here for the long run. We're here to create impact for years to come. And so, you know, it does take work to get this set up and optimized and working, like fully dialed in. So that's important to realize. You know, there's work to be done, and it's also not a case of set up your evergreen funnel and that's it. Like, you can put your feet up and chill and drink a coconut on the beach or whatever. Like, that's not what I'm saying either. Like, you'll hear many people in the online and the digital space, you'll hear many people, other coaches, talk about passive income. And I don't really like to use that phrase because it's never really passive, okay? Passive income is referred to as money that you make without having to trade your time for it. Okay, so if you are teaching a yoga class, you're going into a studio, you're trading your time for money. Yeah. When you start creating online courses and digital offerings and products, you're no longer really trading your time for money, because you do the work up front and then you can sell the asset, the product, over and over and over again. Like, it's scalable, you can reach more people. You're not having to physically be there to actually deliver it. But you're always going to be spending some of your time being visible, yeah, like this, and creating content and, you know, growing your community, nurturing like the relationships in your community, and working to feed your funnel, right? Working to feed your funnel, doing your SEO, doing your content, all of that stuff, doing your podcast, all of those things that help you to grow your community, you still have to do, okay? So it's not really passive. I don't believe this model is entirely passive, but it's as passive as it's going to get. You know, there's a lot of work up front to get it set up, and then there's definitely maintaining it, yeah? Tweaks and tests along the way to see where you have leakages leakages in your funnel. So it doesn't happen overnight. Like, it's going to take time and effort and investment, and you'll always be there doing that work to kind of keep your community alive. So you'll definitely have your email sequence working and, you know, sending out emails automatically when you're sleeping, but nothing's ever completely passive. So there's always work to be done. But it is automated, which is great. You know, if you don't have any automation in your business right now, this is something you should be looking at. You know, you should definitely be looking at that. You know, even if you don't have an online course to sell right now, You can definitely have an email sequence that's automated, okay? So you could create an incredible freebie, a niche-specific freebie that speaks to your ideal students, that provides a win for your ideal students, that is really focusing on the problems that they have. And then maybe that freebie is like a 3-part video series, and you're delivering it in emails over 3 days. But of course, you're not pressing send. Like, that's happening automatically. So that's a really easy way to bring some automation into your business. And, you know, if you have these systems in place, you're not going to be spending as much time working on your business. So what I will say here is that evergreen funnels, they're not for beginners, right? They're not for beginners. So if you are new to the online yoga space right now, this is about visioning for the future, right? Imagining where you're going with your business, you know, a year from now, a few years from now, 10 years from now. What does it look like? What does it look like? So of course, like, as I said, any automation in your business is going to make life easier in the long run. But they do take some time to set it up. So I want to just move on to one of the biggest mistakes that you can make when it comes to an evergreen sales funnel. And let's say it's an evergreen sales funnel for an online course that you've just created. Okay, so I see this happen all the time, right? This happens all the time. I'll speak to a yoga teacher. There's a yoga teacher in our Facebook group, and you know, they share that they just created a course and they want to put it onto Evergreen, and they want to automate the sales for their course. That is the biggest mistake that you can make, to have an online course and put it straight into an evergreen sales funnel without previously launched it live, okay? Without previously launching it live. So let me just back up a minute and explain the difference between evergreen and live launching, okay? Because these are two different ways to sell your course, your online course. And evergreen, as I said, is having an online course that's available for enrollment all year round. Every day, all year round, someone can enroll. And it's part of this sales funnel, an automated system that nurtures your audience and makes the sales for the course, okay? That's the evergreen sales funnel. And then a live launch is when you grow your community and you build up to a launch event, okay? You use an educational phase, a pre-launch phase, and a launch phase. And this final phase, the launch phase, is when you open the doors for enrollment, and those doors stay open for a 10 to 14 day period, let's say. And then you close the doors, and then your course starts with all of your students going through the course together at the same time. Okay, so that's a live launch. That's when you're building up hype to an event. That event could be a summit, it could be a challenge, it could be a webinar, masterclass, boot camp, immersion, you choose, right? But it's a live launch event. And so this live launch is what we use here at Digital Yoga Academy for the Profitable Yoga Teacher program. Okay, so this is the program that we open twice a year, and the waitlist is currently open, guys. If you are wanting to create and launch an online yoga course this year, get your name on that list. Okay, we actually start that program in June. So we launch this program twice a year, okay, and we have launch events, and then we open the doors. And the reason that the biggest mistake to go straight into Evergreen, the reason that's the biggest mistake, and I see why you want to do it, or why you would want to do it, because you kind of get bamboozled. It's a good word, right? You get bamboozled by the bright lights of passive income, right? And, you know, wanting to make money whilst you're asleep, or whilst you're sleeping, or sipping a coconut on the beach. So the reason it's a mistake is because you don't get the opportunity to test, right? You don't get the opportunity to test what works and what doesn't work. And specifically, I'm talking about your launch strategy, okay? The marketing, the ads, the emails, and the messaging. Because these parts of the strategy, of a launch strategy, are the same things that you need to work out and create when you put together an evergreen sales funnel, okay? You need to have your marketing, the email copy, maybe you'll run some ads, the messaging dialed in. You need to have all of these pieces created and optimized and worked out. So if you go straight into just creating it and putting it into an evergreen funnel and it's just automated, you haven't tested it. You don't know if it's actually going to work. Okay, so with a live launch, you can test it. You find out if it's going to work, because if you get the sales, you know it's working. If you don't get the sales and people aren't interacting with your marketing, you know you need to do something else. You know you need to tweak it. You know you need to make changes to it. And so, a big part of creating an evergreen sales funnel is actually this optimization. So it's super beneficial to live launch a number of times, at least 3 times, to get that real-time feedback from your community and then switch it to an evergreen funnel and continually test. Look at the data, see what it's telling you, and test it and change it and tweak it and optimize it and make it better. It's a big part of the process, i.e. it's not passive, right? It's definitely not passive when you move it into an evergreen. So what tends to happen, or what tends to come kind of hand in hand with teachers who do this and they jump straight into evergreen, is that they expect unrealistic results. They expect an overnight success. Like just last week, I had a teacher email me, okay, someone in this community who hasn't been working with me, but in the community, and emailed me to say that she has an online course and she's exactly what I've been talking about. She's made that big mistake and she hasn't been getting any sales. What should she do? Put some more money on Facebook ads? No. We need to go through a launch strategy, right? We need to go through an educational phase, a pre-launch phase, and a launch phase. I teach all of this in the Profitable Yoga Teacher program. So there's a step-by-step process to actually launching your course and making profit, like it actually being a success. So, it's unrealistic to expect to get results straight away when you've never tested this before, and to have an overnight success, and to think that the sales, now we've turned on the switch, that the sales are just going to magically roll in, is totally unrealistic. And of course, it takes time, right? It takes time. And part of that time, as I said, is the testing, like what works and what doesn't. So yeah, the best way to do that is to go through live launches of the same course, so that you can be there with your audience live and really see how are they responding to your marketing activity, to your emails, to your lives, to your masterclasses. How are they actually responding? And with live launches, like you're actually, with a live launch, you're also going to get more sales happen in a shorter period of time, because you've only got the doors open for a short period of time, which means more buzz, doesn't it? It means more buzz. It means more students going through the process together, okay, going through your course together, more stories and testimonials. And of course, you need that for your marketing. So if you go straight into evergreen and there's like dribs and drabs and the student experience isn't as rich, then it's harder to collect those testimonials and those success stories, and you need them, like they're essential. So yeah, don't make that mistake. First of all, do not make that mistake of being bamboozled by the bright lights of passive income, and really focus on how can I do this the right way. And the right way, of course, is to live launch your online course and to gain as much as experience as you can from that, definitely. So there's lots and lots and lots of testing, right? Lots of testing, and you have to be patient with this process. Like, you really need to have like long-term goals in mind when you start down this path. 100%, right? What is my long-term vision? What am I actually working towards here? And, if you don't go through that experience and the learning and the testing, you're setting yourself up to fail. Really, that's what it comes down to. So I'm all for you, for yoga teachers around the world, really looking at how you can move from the weekly Zoom schedule and move from that to create these higher priced, higher value offerings, such as online courses, programs, mentorships, memberships, workshops, whatever it is, but offerings that provide more transformation for your students and also more transformation for you as well. And so, to make the offer or to go out there and sell a higher priced, higher value offering, you need to have a launch strategy. And as I said, those phases that I talked about, that I mentioned, I teach all of that inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher, and we do it, it's live launching all the way through. So the students inside this program at the moment, they're creating their online courses and they're learning what it takes to actually launch these online courses. And it's not just sending an email out and doing a post on Instagram. That's not what live launching is. There's a complete step-by-step framework, like a complete step-by-step system for launching, which has these 3 phases. And within each of those phases, the educational phase, the pre-launch phase, the launch phase, there's a number of steps and activities in each of those as well. So if you want to learn that, guys, if you really want to do this, if you know that an online course is the right next step for you, and I will tell you if it's the right next step for you, is if you have a community right now, and it can be a small community, but you have a community that you've been growing and that's engaging with you. It doesn't have to be thousands of people here, but you have an online community and you're ready to move from just teaching via Zoom, just teaching drop-in classes, and to actually create something more transformational for your students. So I invite you to join the wait list for the Profitable Yoga Teacher so you can learn more about this incredible program. I've been running it since 2018, and many teachers have gone through the program and had incredible results. And when you sign up to the wait list, you will receive all of that information about the results that they've had and the results that are possible for you too. So this program will kick off in June, and all you need to do right now is just get your name on the wait list so that you can lock in the $500 discount, and I will teach you everything that there is to know about creating and launching your online course. And as I said, there's a launch process to learn. So this really means, understanding and giving yourself the time to learn, right? Because there's a lot to learn, which, going back to the point I made earlier, like, how long do you want to be doing this? Like, how long do you want to be running a yoga business and, creating impact in people's lives? And if it's for the long run, like you're here for the long haul, then this really is the next step to ensure that what you are building is sustainable, will support you and your lifestyle, and give you that freedom that you truly deserve. So if there's any questions whatsoever, guys, about the program, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. You can DM us. So this is really like going back to just kind of like rounding up from what we've spoken about today. We've been talking about evergreen funnels and why why it's essential to start with live launching. And this is the reason why I teach the students inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher to live launch, okay? Because it is the number one, best way to learn what works. And it's really essential to do that first before you flip the switch and put your course onto an evergreen sales funnel model. So that's why I teach it inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher program. And beyond that, we can support you with getting set up with evergreen funnels as well. It's all there for you guys. We are here to support you every step of your journey. So whether you are a new online business owner, you are new into the space, we have Yogipreneur Launchpad. As I said, the next group is starting in July. If you are a little bit further on and you've created it can be a small community, but you've been creating a community, you're ready to create an online course, we have the Profitable Yoga Teacher, which is starting in June. And then beyond that, there's coaching, there's masterminds, and so on. So we have everything for you to support you on this business journey and to really help you to become a profitable yogipreneur. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Love you all so much. See you next week. Bye.